the lunar Sabbath doctrine doesn't count transitional days as real days. And there is no scripture in the Bible to support that, not one. There are multiple problems with the lunar Sabbath doctrine. That's just a few. So with that being the case, what day is the weekly Sabbath? It's no big surprise. It's Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Now, I already know what a lot of people are saying. They're saying, show me the words Friday and Saturday in the Bible. You're not going to find the words Friday and Saturday in the Bible. That's true. And I'm going to address that argument more specifically later on, because it's really not as strong of an argument as people think it is. But again, we don't find the words Friday or Saturday in the Bible, but that doesn't mean that it can't be proven. Because what we can do is link the Bible and history together to prove that the weekly Sabbath is Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. You see, in the very beginning, the Most High created a 7-day cycle, and that 7-day cycle has never been broken, contrary to what people might say. Now, let's deal with some history concerning the Sabbath day. Now, a lot of lunar Sabbath keepers say that Israelites learned the Friday sundown to Saturday sundown Sabbath while we were in the Babylonian captivity. And they say that we're still doing it that way because of that captivity. Now, that's a historical claim. So the first thing that we have to do is prove that that is not true. Let's go to the New Schaff-Herzog Encyclopedia of Religious Knowledge. This is volume 10, page 135, in regards to the Sabbath day. It says, "It is now held by many that the Sabbath is Babylonian in origin." So that's the claim people are making. Watch this. It says, "Consequently, the Babylonian Sabbath was a day of penance and the middle of the Babylonian month." So the Babylonians kept their Sabbath day once in the middle of the month. That doesn't sound like Friday sundown to Saturday sundown to me. Let's keep going. It says, "It has also been held that the 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th days of the month, designated as ill-omened, were the Babylonian Sabbaths. But for this argument, there is no evidence." In other words, there's no historical proof that the Babylonians kept their Sabbaths on those particular days. It says, "And it must accordingly be assumed that the 15th day of each month was the Sabbath of the Babylonians." This is important because a lot of people are reading random websites about the Babylonian Sabbath and they're getting the wrong information. We see here that the Babylonians actually kept the Sabbath in the middle of the month on the 15th. It says, "This day was reckoned that of the full moon." So their Sabbath day was based on the full moon. Now watch this. It says, "But since the Hebrew Sabbath was not connected with the full moon and was a day of gladness, not of penance," watch this, "and since the Babylonians had no week of 7 days," here it is, "the assumption that the Hebrews borrowed the Sabbath from the Babylonians lacks all foundation." In other words, it's completely false to say that the Israelites changed the Sabbath day to Friday sundown to Saturday sundown as a result of the Babylonian captivity. That is false. That is a lie, because the Babylonian Sabbath was only once a month on the 15th. So the Babylonian Israelite Friday sundown, Saturday sundown connection is a lie. As we read, that argument lacks all foundation. Now, I'm not promoting this whole encyclopedia. There are some things in this book that are clearly wrong. But the point is, Israelites did not learn the Friday sundown to Saturday sundown Sabbath from the Babylonians. Now, I'm going to take it one step further in case somebody is still unsure about that point. Let's deal with simple logic. If the Sabbath day was changed after the Babylonian captivity, That would mean that the Jews who went back into the land after the Babylonian captivity was keeping the Sabbath day the wrong way. Now, if that's the case, why did Yahushua keep it on the same day and same time as the other Jews when he came on the scene? We know that the Sabbath day is part of the law and that Yahushua was sinless. So if the Jews was keeping it the wrong way, he would have corrected them. However, we see him keeping it right along with them at the same time. This is Luke chapter 4 and verse 16. It says, "And he, Yahushua, came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was," watch this, "he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up for to read." Now, when he went in that synagogue, he wasn't in there by himself. The other Jews was there with him. This verse proves that the Jews in the land were keeping it the right way. Because if they wasn't, Yahushua would not have kept it with them. Now, this is beautiful because we have historical records from the 1st century that show us that Yahushua and the other Jews kept it from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. But before I go there, I'm clearing all the objections out of the way. Now, a lot of people talk about the Romans and the 8-day week calendar that they used. So they say the Israelites could not have kept the 7th-day Sabbath based on a calendar because the Romans had an 8-day week calendar. But what they don't know is that the Romans also had a 7-day planetary week calendar at the same time. Look at this. This is a book called Sunday in Roman Paganism by Robert Leo Odom. This is page 77. At the top, you see it says planetary week in the 1st century BC. So this calendar goes back to the 1st century. Down here it says the Sabine calendar. It says, in 1795 were found the marble fragments of what is known as the Sabine calendar, Fasti Sabini, in a place in central Italy. So these are fragments of an old Roman calendar. It says, these portions represent the months of September and October in the Julian calendar. The experts in this type of archaeological finds have declared them to belong to the reign of Augustus Caesar. Now, the Julian calendar was established in 46 BC, but this calendar was established under the reign of Augustus Caesar. When? It says, and that they were in use between 19 BC and 4 AD. 19 BC is after 46 BC. And more importantly, 19 BC is before the birth of Yahushua, which means that when he came on the scene in the 1st century, this calendar was in use. Now, what's so special about this calendar? Let's go to another book called Famous First in the Ancient and Greek World. This is page 116. The heading says, the first reference to a 7-day week. So we're about to read about an historical reference to a 7-day week calendar used in Rome. It says, an inscription, CIL 1.220, watch this, dated between 19 BC and AD 14, preserving the remains of a Sabine calendar. So this is the same calendar. Watch this. It says, is the earliest known public record of a 7-day week. So this calendar was a 7-day week calendar. And again, the starting point for this calendar is 19 BC. That is before the birth of Yahushua, which means that when he came on the scene, there was a 7-day week calendar in use. So yes, there was an 8-day week calendar, but there was also a 7-day week calendar being used at the same time. Now in this book, they show how the two calendars were used together.